Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Rob.
And this disaster is KR
Excellent. And today, we're not revisiting. We're going back to something that we love. And what is that?
Sam Adams.
Samuel Adams.
Samuel Adams.
Samuel J. Adams Jr.
What is the J for? Justice.
Sure. So, if you haven't seen it, we have our previous Sam Adams episode. Actually, I think it was our second episode or so. Yeah. Right up there. But, interestingly, we weren't planning on doing a lot of alcohol episodes in general, I think. So that one was actually age restricted. With this whole note at the beginning about how we don't think if you're under 18 or 21 that you should be necessarily viewing alcohol content, that kind of thing. But if you go back to our second alcoholic video, which is, I think, what was that? One of our Truly episodes, when we started the Truly Seltzer shenanigans tournament off. And, I think I got something in my eye. But we kind of did away with that. Basically saying, drink responsibly, all that kind of jazz. And sometimes the thing's not intended for you. And that's okay.
Yes.
But we decided not to un-age restrict the previous one because then the message is kind of lost because I already had it and not re-uploading it. So whatever. Anyway, so now we're back with a proper Sam Adams. Previously it was their winter selection boxes. This time.
It was nice because they were in glass bottles. And
so, yeah. This is disappointing. I shouldn't have shaken that. This is disappointing that it's in a can. Now, of course, the best way to enjoy a beer is at the bar.
Yeah, I was going to say on draft.
But on tap, really. The second best way is through in the bottle. Mm-hmm. And then this is the worst. So I'm not as optimistic it's going to be as good as we remember.
It kind of makes sense, though, to have them in cans. First off, these are super fun colors.
They are super fun colors.
But, I'm thinking of if you're, you're not supposed to really drink at the beach or anything, but,
Are you not supposed to drink at the beach?
Because of glass and other things.
That makes sense, yeah.
But if you're going to a barbecue, a cookout, a potluck, whatever, probably it's just easier to have the cans.
I mean, I suppose you don't need a bottle opener. Yeah, something. I don't know. They do. You're right. They probably fit better. You're less likely to drop them, break them, and they are safer around a pool if that's where you're at. But I still prefer the glass. I prefer glass for everything, actually. I was thinking about this earlier when we had some maple syrup. We were making some French toast, and came in a little glass bottle, and I miss that. Yeah. I hate that everything comes in a plastic bottle now.
Well, because everything just leaches in anyway, so we're probably
Yeah, this
I wonder what the percentage is of microplastics in people.
Oh, it's greater than zero, which is...
yes.
Yes, exactly, yeah. They can detect microplastics in your brain. Anyway, but, so, this has... have we tried all these? I don't think we've tried all these.
No. Well, clearly not. So, one of them, not Porch...
Pool Party?
Pool Party is the new one.
Oh, it says citrusy, hazy... I thought it said crusty. Citrusy, hazy ale.
The only thing that should be crusty is probably a bread or something like that.
Yes. I will have no further comment beyond that. So we've had cherry wheat in the past, and if you've seen some of our previous episodes, I know you've mentioned more than once how much you miss cherry wheat. Well, we found it. We didn't find it in bottle. I think there's just a 6-pack of it in glass bottles.
Is there?
Isn't there? I don't know. But we found it here in the cans. And then, of course, you've got the summer ale, which is just the best. So we'll probably start with these, and then we've never had these ones. Porch Rocker and Pool Party. These are 4.5% alcohol by volume, 8 IBU. Oh, I guess we'll get to these individually. But we'll start with these two. Set those guys aside. Any thoughts going into this? This is not Sam Adams, we know that, but you have to go back and watch the previous one.
Where we were like, who is it?
Where we really get into depth about who it was, and then you get to see our terrible American history.
Well, because it's not like you're actually...
The one victory I had where I'm like, oh, Katie, it's actually this. She's like, no, it's not. And then I was right because I found the proof. And then nobody watched it because I age restricted it. And really, that's my fault. So there's no proof of me actually.
You were right.
But I wouldn't remember what I was right about. So it doesn't even matter anymore. It's like a hollow victory.
Wasn't it Paul Revere?
I think it would have actually been Paul Revere. This might actually be... This is...
an amalgamation because they said he was too ugly or something.
Yeah, so Sam Adams is actually... Again, it's all a little bit of hearsay now because the story's been muddled a bit. But reportedly, yeah, Sam Adams was too unattractive or whatever for...
Or they didn't have enough, pictures of...
Or, yeah, they lacked some photos.
not photos, paintings of the time or whatever. So.
Right, and I think it was Jim Koch, is that the guy's name? The creator of Sam Adams?
Yeah, that's what he
was kind of a history buff. It took me a second
because I was like, why is this guy's name?
Yeah, he was like kind of a history buff, so he chose Sam Adams for a number of reasons, whatever. But they end up using like, presumably it's a combination of images or paintings or painting of a painting that someone had done of Paul Revere. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so all right, we're gonna start with our 2 known classic favorites, and this is not part of any competition. This is just us. Let's try these new Sam Adams, see how they compare to how we
like the seasonal. They had them. It's a good opportunity if you haven't tried any Sam Adams, or if you're looking to sample what do you like. Is this even for you? Because they were one of the first, I think, in the grand scheme of like American beer to be like a craft beer.
No, I think it really was one of the first.
They've been around since 1987. So
yeah, well, I do remember very distinctly. Even in the 90s, like that the whole thing about like they talk about the hops very specifically, and how like a lot of beers just weren't hopsy, they didn't have that, and then IPAs kind of like exploded in craft breweries and microbreweries and all that exploded from there. And I think Sam Adams did it right. They were the first, but sometimes you have someone like, oh, they're the first thing to do a thing, and then people have improved upon it since. I think this is about where we draw the limit. Some of the Sam Adams stuff gets really strong. They have a lot stronger IPA stuff, but that's for more of niche, I think, palates. But generally speaking, I think Sam Adams is a good solid go-to for me. Anyway, I suppose I'm just dragging this out. We should get to this, shouldn't we?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, what are we starting with? Summer ale seems like a nice safe one.
Yeah.
Summer ale. Tell us about it.
Fun fact: it is a seasonal beer, which I feel like party foul.
So Katie does this thing, and I know she's not the only girl to do this.
Ah.
So here, you can have that.
Thank you.
So whenever something is mildly inconvenient, she loves to stand there, stark all, and just. You good? All right, cool. And then that's it.
It's like the fight or flight response, or freeze.
But you're neither
freeze. I feel like there's a third one, which is just
flight or fright response. Fright response.
But it's kind of like how raccoons, like if they get caught, then.
I think you're thinking of the red pandas. That's the red pandas, right?
No, but sometimes the raccoons do that too, and they look like they're going to get arrested.
That's true.
That's it.
Anyway, so what were you saying? It's a summer drink.
So it's a summer drink that's available from March until August. I feel like as summer, March is a little too soon.
March is too soon. August makes sense. I guess.
No, that does. It's a American wheat beer.
It says, a citrus wheat ale. 5.3% alcohol by volume, 8 IBUs, 12 fluid ounces.
Yeah,
we brewed with lime, orange, and lemon. Oh, lemon peels. Grains of paradise? Is that a thing?
Maybe it's like the birds of paradise. Like
Grains of paradise?
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up. Lemon puree added. Ooh, interesting.
So, this flavor has been around since like 95, 96, something like that. 2019 they revamped it, because remember when we saw in the store like they were like new and improved, and we're how can you improve on whatever, but supposedly it's supposed to be more like amping up like the crispness and like making
that sounds familiar. What else did they change recently? The Boston Lager.
The Boston Lager, which we did not enjoy.
Yeah, the revamped Boston Lager.
I don't remember.
That's right.
We've had the summer ale since 2019 though, and I think we liked it.
Right. Well, and it's going to be a little bit different because it's in a can.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But, I mean, does it smell summery? Oh, it's got a nice lemon smell to it.
This is like such a fun color.
It is. Oh, she didn't even go for the sniff. She's the sniff. She's just like, I just could not resist.
No. It's light. It's... I can taste the lemon.
Yes. Very slightly.
But it's not overwhelming.
No.
But it's a nice little kind of perk. This just tastes like summer in a can.
That is you know what? Bottle versus can. This is, at least it's been a long time since I've had it in a bottle.
Yeah.
This is how I remember it. It's just about.
Really?
I think so. You do? No?
I guess so, because I mean we don't
do it very
often, so. No, it's nice.
No, that is great. And we're not ranking these, I don't think, in a particular way unless something stands out.
No.
Now, the cherry wheat has been a long favorite of ours.
Well, I actually haven't had it since when I was in Boston, and I had it at Doyle's. Like
when Doyle's was still open, which closed.
Yeah.
The original place to sell Sam Adams.
It's so sad.
So that was like, what, 7-8 years ago at least? Excuse me. So
because I couldn't find it here, and I kept lamenting. So who knows if this is as good as I remember?
this is 5.3 alcohol by volume, so same I think as the summer ale. 23 IBUs.
It is also a wheat beer.
It is a wheat beer. Wheat ale brewed with real cherries with honey and natural flavors added.
Yes.
Because the honey's unnatural.
They use Michigan cherries for the tartness. This also came out around 95, 96.
It smells like maraschino cherries.
Really?
I mean, like, it has that, like, sweet smell to it.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that smells good.
And it came out, what'd you say?
It came out in the mid-90s.
Okay.
So, this is a top fermented beer.
Okay.
What that also entails is having lower hoppiness.
Which is good, because I'm not generally personally a fan of
Exactly, and that's why I think I gravitated more towards these two, because they aren't super hoppy.
Yeah. The combination of cherries from the Great Lakes and a touch of honey balances the red fruit character with a slight sweetness. Adding wheat creates a smooth, light-bodied beer, a delicious treat for any occasion.
You're like, what? Any something.
Oh, that is so refreshing.
That's as I remember it.
As you remember it? Oh, the happiness, the smiles, I love it. This is good. I
mean, at this point, how many things have I said how much I like cherries? We kept talking about cherries. We actually just got fresh cherries from the store. Summer is cherries for me.
Yeah,
like
and you know
cherries
what?
and lemon.
It's a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it actually is darker because we didn't actually pour it into a glass.
We could have.
Yeah, but it just feels like the slightly heavier
Compared to that one?
Cherry counterpart to this. It's still light enough and summery. You know, this is like the time to have it. Like this, you'll have had 4 or 5 hours ago when it's nice, bright, and sunny. You're by the pool, you're grilling. But now everything's winding down. Half the party guests have left, and it's just like the kids are going to bed.
Maybe you have like a fire pit going or something.
This is the one I pick up. This is the one kind of like eases into like a more relaxing kind of drink. This is summery and happy. This is now we're chilling. This is like the autumn or something. It's not. It's summer. But it's like, you know, you winding down.
Supposedly you can get this all year round.
That makes sense.
So.
Okay.
Again, though, on the West Coast, it's been kind of difficult.
And you know, we had someone recently pop over who I offered them a beer, and they'd said very specifically like, "Oh, I only drink like light beers, like, you know, Bud Lights and stuff." And I'm like, "Just take a summer ale." Now I'll have to reach back out to him to see if he actually liked it. But I imagine if you like a very light beer, which why? But you know, you might actually still like the summer ale. You know, if you are a light beer kind of person.
Yeah, because it's not overwhelming.
No, it's got like hints of flavor. It's really light, but it actually has flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not even like as bland as a Corona could even be. We just still like Coronas.
No, I mean they're okay. Or PBR or something.
PBR. No, it's true. I mean, I like PBRs. I like Gans. It's one of my favorites.
It's a beer.
It's a beer. Gans a beer. But okay, all right. So before we dress out any longer than it needs to be, let's move on to the next two, which are total newcomers to us.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
So you know another fun fact I found out?
I don't. You haven't told me.
I know. But since Sam like when you think of Boston, if you're thinking of beers, I know there's like, you know, a good amount of breweries, but I just think of when you think of Boston, you think of Sam Adams, or at least I do. So back in 2018, they actually became the official beer of the Red Sox. Before it used to be like Budweiser or something.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That should have happened way earlier. But
that's a major
how does one become the official beer?
I have no clue.
Is it because everyone's like, no, we agree, this is a good beer, we like this?
Maybe, or they're like, hey, it's a Boston-based.
Or they pay for it. Like, it's like, hey, now we pay for a chunk of the...
Does anyone know how that actually works?
Someone
like
does.
Sponsorships and all that.
Among our 43, we got a new subscriber, thank you. I don't know your name. But there's got to be someone. Yeah. Or they'll know someone who knows someone who knows someone that does.
That's how that works.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Which one of you guys knows Kevin Bacon?
I wish I did. He seems cool.
He does seem cool, actually. So we've got two, Pool Party and Porch Rocker. We know nothing about these other than what it says in the can.
Yes.
What do you want to start with?
I think we should start with Porch Rocker because this has been around since 2012.
Okay. Really? That long?
Yeah.
And I've never tried it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's also a seasonal, so it's usually available between March and August as well.
So the same as the summer ale.
The same as the summer ale, which makes sense why they're in the same
Okay.
same variety pack. So this is considered kind of like a Bavarian Radler.
Yeah, it says lemon radler on here. What the hell's a radler?
So it is based on a German. So Radler in German means like cyclist or something to that effect. And so in Germany, sometimes the bikers, the cyclists, not like motorcyclists.
So less cool.
No, so they had a tendency to mix a beer with a lemonade of some sort.
Kind of like
a shandy, because that's where I went.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not a shandy, because shandies are older and they're from England.
England or New England?
No, like England.
Okay.
But this can be like any kind of a juice. So it could be grapefruit, it could be a bunch of different.
Well, in this case,
it's supposedly lemon.
It's lemon and with lemon puree added. It's a lager with natural flavors and lemon puree.
The whole point is that they mix them together so that it's still light and refreshing. You're not getting blitzed while you're still trying to, ride your bike after or something.
Hold on. I find it difficult enough to ride a bicycle, never mind adding alcohol into the mix.
I mean, the German.
That's...
I mean, beer was kind of like invented there, right?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like that. So,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean,
German monks and everything.
No, that's true. That's true. They actually monks are known for brewing a lot more. So this one's interesting because I expected with a Porch Rocker. First off, the name Porch Rocker makes me think of kind of like, who the hell? Keith Richards. Here's why: because he is a rocker, but he's also old as dirt, and so I picture an old rocker on a porch in a rock. Like, that's what I picture. It's like Keith Richards, 90 years old, just rocking. Back in my day, we used to...
See, but I think it just means it's a casual kind of... You're not going to get super drunk off of it. It's just for the experience of being...
I don't know what I was expecting. But you're right, because it is 4.5% alcohol,
so it's
which is
less than the other ones.
0.8% less, with 8 IBUs, which is actually the lowest we've seen so far, because I think actually the summer ale was... Well, actually, it was 8. So it has the same amount of general hopsiness as the summer ale. It's a lager with natural flavors and lemon puree added, so very similar to the summer ale. We've brewed a golden, Hell's Lager combined with, I'm probably saying that wrong, combined with a fresh squeezed lemon taste that pairs well with any summer day. So it sounds like it's almost the same as that one. Let's see.
I mean, it's a classic.
It is. No, that's fine by me.
Yeah, I got
but it smells...
What?
But it smells more lemon. It actually smells like you're smelling like lemon rind. Not bad. Go ahead.
No, I agree.
But now, how similar is it to the summer ale? Not at all?
Not at all.
Oh, wow.
That is mostly,
a lot more lemon.
It's almost kind of like a lemonade.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah, right?
It's really...
That's actually really good.
It's really nice. And also the color of the can, I know, if you're someone who likes to pick things off just because of packaging, it's a happy summery color.
Yeah, that's a lot more lemon.
So for this, I feel like it makes sense. I would, if I had a porch, hang out there with a book.
Ooh, a balcony. It's full of tomato plants.
It's full of plants. I can't sit there.
My tomato plants, of which I have 5, are looking fantastic.
We had to get cages for them because they were just getting all...
They're getting kind of crazy. And you only murdered one of them. Maybe.
I did not mean to, and I think I only
maimed
it. I didn't.
It's not dead yet, although it is getting a little flopsy above where the break in the main stem was.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They're just so...
They are so fragile.
Yes.
I don't know how they stand up in nature. But anyway, this is quite good.
Where else would you drink this? By the pool? Would you...
It's got to be bright outside.
I think this would be so good if it's really warm, it gets super, super hot in...
It feels cleaner than a regular beer.
It does.
It feels lighter, even more lighter than, I think, a little bit than the summer ale.
I agree.
That's lemon really is a really bright flavor.
It's got more going on for being kind of a mixture of things. It's like a hybrid.
Yeah. Well, even we've compared stuff if you've seen our Truly episodes, of which we've done several now at this point, it's we find that the flavor of the Trulies are not overly complicated or complex.
Yeah.
And even this, even though it's just lemon, but there's still all that other beer stuff happening. So it's
nuanced.
Perfectly balanced and nuanced, yes. So I
would much rather have this than
I will
one
take
of those
this.
Trulies.
I would take this over any Truly we've had just about any day. I would say. I mean,
Strong
some of them are
words.
pretty. Yeah, no, I mean, but some of them are pretty good. Like sometimes you just want a seltzer, but this I like flavor. I drink it because it tastes good. Not well, you're gonna disagree with me at this point. Same thing with my coffee. I like my coffee because it tastes good. I like the flavor of coffee. I don't care about the caffeine. I don't drink it for the effects. Similarly with beer, and I think this is the way you should be with beer, anyways. I mean, sure, it makes you a little silly, and it's okay to say I want to feel a little looser, a little relaxed, but I drink it for the flavor because it's delicious. You know,
well,
and it's
I mean,
not
you're
always,
literally
it's
also drinking liquid bread, so
well, that too.
you might as well enjoy what.
Well, exactly. Well, it's not like a
consuming.
soda where it's like hundreds or like 70, grams of sugar even, and you just feel disgusting afterwards. This, like, you could have it and then feel, kind of full.
Mm-hmm.
You could really go for a hot dog suddenly.
I know.
Right?
Sounds
All right,
so good.
we're gonna move on to our pool party in just a second.
Okay, so I don't actually have any notes
Oh, really?
or fun facts about this because it is new.
How new is new? Came up today.
I think it just came out this year.
Oh, okay. So
as far as I know, I couldn't find anything on their website. I couldn't find anything on the interwebs.
I like the color. Still bright. Oh, it does say new.
Yeah.
Sam Adams Pool Party Citrusy Hazy Pale Ale.
Which makes me think it's an IPA.
Oh, well, no, because
be?
it doesn't have nearly the IBUs an IPA would. Well, it's a pale ale. Pale ale is not an IPA.
Oh, okay.
So 5.3% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs, which is the most, but not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things.
It's so cute. They have a little pool floaty on there.
Oh, they do. They have little. Oh, it's like a little flamingo thing. Pool floaty. So this hazy lighting. This hazy golden ale features a splash of tropical fruit notes, medium hoppiness, and a smooth, refreshing finish that says, "Come on in. The beer's fine." It just sounds like you have a pool full of beer. And I gotta be honest.
That sounds kind of cool too.
That does sound kind of cool.
Wasteful.
I mean, if you drink it all in the end. Depends how many strangers you invite into your pool.
That's gross.
That's kind of gross. All right. So, knowing nothing about this. Ooh.
Is that a good ooh or a bad ooh?
It's an ooh of hopsiness. It's got you can smell the
hops. You could smell the hops compared to any of the other ones we've tried so far.
Which is interesting because it's not that far off from these. It's like twice as much, but it doesn't feel like that's 23, so it's not even that much more.
It's not like some of the other ones we tried in the winter pack, which we still actually have one.
Oh, that's right. We still have the.
I ate beer bread with one of them, but the other it's still in the fridge.
It's still in the fridge.
Which probably means I should do that sooner rather than later because they do expire.
They do, but the dark bottles and the fact that it's actually bottled, I think it will last quite a bit longer.
I can just make a beer bread and take a picture and
we'll
share the recipe
with
you.
Yeah, that's something we're looking at doing is using our Instagram in YouTube Shorts for more recipes and things like that. But we're getting there.
Because I imagine at some point if you're having a cookout or you're doing something and someone brings some beer that you know you're not going to ever have because you don't like it, there's a way that you can use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Okay. Here we go.
Like bracing yourself?
It just smells hopsy. I mean...
It's not the worst I've tried.
Here's the thing.
I think the lemon saves it, or the citrusy...
Helps.
It does help.
Well, how many... Alright, if you're going to make a pack of 4 beers...
It has a weird aftertaste. It's all I taste is the hops on my tongue.
So if you want a heavier flavor with more hops, not bad. And they've added a bit of variety, so I can appreciate that. But let's be honest. If you're going to make a summer selection of beer in a single box, 4 different flavors, how many flavors can you include while also keeping them all kind of light and summery? Right?
Plus having a distinct kind of
right, you've got 2 with lemon, 1 with cherry. What else could you have done?
This one has citrus. But I think that's also kind of characteristic for pale ales and IPAs and all of those. So
it's not bad. I definitely it's not something I would ever buy singularly.
Something about the hops, it does make it a little more, not sour, but there's acidity.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a little more acidic. It's okay.
You would still be able to drink it. It wouldn't be something where you take a sip and you're like, I'm just going to hold this as a prop the rest of the party.
For me, I think it wouldn't be the one I'd get at a party.
Well, now that you know that.
Right, now that I know.
But initially, I mean, it has such a fun name.
Well,
It's a
and
nice
it's
inviting
one that
color.
if I would have picked it up and tried it, I would be drinking it much more slowly.
I agree. I think this is one you would nurse.
Yeah.
I think the Porch Rocker, you would have a couple of those really fast because
Yeah.
they
Now,
taste good. And
does it make you think of summer? Does it make you think of a pool party? I think I think it's too heavy. Or it's too hopsy for that flavor. It doesn't really...
But that could also just be us not
being into hops.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think it's super heavy compared to like... What was it? Not the cold snap. There was one in the winter one that was so heavy.
We still have the one that's in the fridge right now.
I don't remember if that one is the heaviest, but...
I have to go back and watch it.
But like, it's still light enough that makes me think it's probably fine for warmer weather. But personally, as someone who is not very good with the heat, I would probably pick one of the other ones because I think they're a little bit more refreshing just for my palate. But I agree that it's a little bit, it feels a little bit heavier on like the tongue. It feels like it would...
A little more dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little acidic. Yeah. Yeah, not my first choice. But I mean, honestly, for this entire pack, it's been fantastic.
It's a stellar...
And I'm wondering, and I don't know if you can, but I feel like you can get, I mean, the summer ale you can absolutely get as a single 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the cherry wheat you can. I don't know if the Porch Rock can get as a 6-pack, but I think I would absolutely buy that as a 6-pack.
I think it also depends on where you live. Because...
I would hate to buy... The only way to get all three of these is to also get this in the package. Not that I don't like it necessarily, but these would sit around.
Maybe you could cook with it.
No, you can cook with it, but that's not the point, right? It's like sometimes you want to have a beer. I don't want to feel like, all right, I have to make bread now. I have to make 3 breads to compensate for the fact that I just wanted these beers very specifically. And admittedly, you know, I think for the, as far as trying them from cans versus glass.
They actually held up pretty well.
Pretty well.
No, you spilled my cherry wheat.
The booze does affect us really easily.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? I think actually you're the one who's more
heartbroken. Just see like this single tear.
That's fine.
With this dramatic lighting, would it be funny if I actually just started crying?
We do a really slow zoom in on you just crying. I mean, you have to get
I finally found you, only to lose you again.
Oh my God, so dramatic. All right, so in terms of just the beers themselves, we've established nice and summery. They're all nice and summery, but the summer ale is like your drinkable at your party beer, right?
Pretty much anyone I think would like that.
Porch Rocker is what? This is the one you're winding it down?
No, I think that's good. When it's incredibly, like the peak of the day, it's hot. You want something that's going to leave you refreshed and not super buzzed. I think this would be great with lunch. I think it would be good as a casual drink.
Sipping, drinking, kind of just. It's when you're standing at the grill with your beer,
and you're like flipping burgers and all that stuff.
And then at the end of the day, it's
also I think. Because I've lived in the South where it's super humid. Mm-hmm. I could see drinking this. I could also see drinking it in California where it's like a freaking oven. Two extremes of the hot.
It's a little warm.
But I could see you having that, in either of those climates.
And then your cherry wheat is your end of day, sun is setting.
Yes, maybe you're gonna go and get some s'mores. Get the fixins for that.
Yeah. And then this you give to the friend who's like, I like IPAs, but you don't have any IPAs, so you let him have this.
Yes, I agree.
There you go. That's all I've got. Anything else we need to know about Sam Adams? Samuel J. Adams?
Samuel Justice Adams.
Justice Adams?
No, nothing.
Right on.
But if there's any other Sam Adams or any kind of beers that you think
Sam Adams very specifically, of course, we welcome. Any other packs of beers, new beers to try, new drinks to try, anything you want to see us try, including our seltzer shenanigans. What seltzers? Because
that's going to just take forever.
That is still it's a slow
process. For
process.
some reason, that's just become very popular in the American markets. So
seltzers, yeah. But if anything very specific you want to see there, go ahead and leave a comment, let us know, or message us on Instagram. What is our Instagram, Katie?
It is KR Compares.
You can find us at KR Compares on Instagram, on YouTube, which is where you're watching us right now, presumably. Unless someone's downloaded it and put it on a DVD, and then you paid on the black market for it. Wow,
that's like so old.
That's
like going around like...
Back in my day, you used to have
with like mixtapes and burn CDs.
But
Napster, all that stuff.
Well, Netflix used to come in the mail. Remember that?
Don't they still have some kind of version?
I don't know. Does Netflix still come in the mail? Anyway, so of course you can find us at Character Compares on Instagram. You can also find us at rjpfilms.com/Character Compares. And if you're into video game content and watching someone react or play games terribly while talking about movies and other shenanigans, life, you can follow me very specifically at twitch.tv/
the original Nyando.
Thank you very much. We are also considering other social media options, perhaps turning this show into more of a podcast and having that at least transferring the audio into a podcast is something we've discussed.
We'll see.
Maybe opening a TikTok.
Seems like so many things.
It's so much to manage. It's actually kind of a lot. It's a little ridiculous. I don't like it. There's too many nowadays. Can we just pick one? That's it. We're going back to everyone's going back to MySpace. I don't care.
Gosh. Who is in your top five?
Top
eight? I think top eight.
Top eight. Yep.
I didn't actually have it.
I had it briefly.
Yeah.
You gotta have Tom in the top 8. That's only fair.
He's your first friend.
He's your literally first friend, Tom. Anyway, I am Rob.
And I'm Katie.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time. Drink responsibly.